Hey, Trout. Salva. Johnny. Chris. How are you guys doing? So, tonight I am going to do some studying. I'm going to study some hands with guns in them. Hi, the resource artist, Chris. So I'm going to be drawing these guns that you see in the side here. Gotta keep up the practice. So we'll see how that goes. Oh wow, I didn't realize that. So I made a pencil, and I didn't realize that it had like that side control to it. Hey, Soy Suze. Hopefully I said that right. Alright, so I'm going to start off here. Thanks for all the hearts. Just the kind of overall shapes. Hey, man. Just want to kind of practice. Wanted to practice hands and make it even more difficult. So I'll draw hands with guns in them. So this is a reference sheet that I saved off of Pinterest. It's a bunch of different guns or hands with hand poses with the same gun. So it's like rotated in different directions. So it's a good piece of reference. Like I'll always try to refer to it if I'm drawing a weapon, even if it's not this exact gun. Like if it's kind of in the right orientation, I'll try to go to this as a reference just to get the handle. Because I mean, like all guns have a grip to them. So besides like a rifle, your grips are pretty similar on a pistol or whatever, for the most part. Although this guy isn't. After this, could I draw a rifle? Yeah, I could draw a rifle. Let me do a few of these. And then I can draw a rifle. Yeah, that's no problem. I think, being able to draw things, interacting. So, like, grabbing things, grabbing people, like, that kind of stuff was always such a big challenge for me. All those 90s Liefeld guns were so over the top. Yeah, they were over the top. I really like those guns. One, because I grew up like looking at that stuff in the 90s, and then I'm gonna increase that size for you guys. And then two, they're somewhat easy to draw, I would say, because he's broke them down into pretty like simple shapes. So, he's got like it's like a big box, a handle, a lot of his and then he'll have all kinds of like things hanging off of them. A lot of times you wouldn't even have that front part. Just be this, and like some type of big blaster, little tiny handle, huge clip, maybe like some, you know, bigger the better. In the front, I noticed the front on a lot of his guns are, have like a big like barrel to them. It's like this would be kind of like more in perspective or something, where like this is the front part. So, yep, lots of scopes, and the guns have pouches for more ammo, of course. Yeah, so I guess I just have an affinity. It seemed like a lot of the guys in the '90s kind of drew the guns the same. I guess it would be like an image kind of thing. Now here's where I try to balance like what I'm actually seeing in the picture to, simplifying it enough where it still reads as a hand holding a gun, without having to kill myself and get like all the details. I was watching a lesson by Kim Jung-ji, and I had bought this lesson through a website. I think it's K. I can't remember the name of it, but he has a couple of like paid tutorials on maybe it's K Zone or something. I can't remember. Anyway, and he was talking about, when he's designing things, trying to keep a balance of simplistic like details, or not simplistic, between simplicity and the details, and trying to find that balance where they don't compete too much with each other. And so I guess in short, adding enough information there where everything reads like it's somewhat, realistic or whatever, but not making it so busy that, your eye doesn't have any time to rest. Easy Dan. Sorry. Yep, K-Zone. That's right. I'm sorry, Chris. I think there's something lost in translation. I'm sorry that I keep losing. Hopefully the stream's not too choppy, guys. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so this one is just slightly turned a little bit. Overall shape for the main part of the gun. So and I'm just thinking of it as just a rectangular like block, and then I'll put in the grip, kind of angle that a little bit. All right. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, it keeps stalling out, guys. I don't know what's wrong with my internet tonight. Anyway, so this one's kind of angled. This black too, because it's kind of going off into the distance. Hey, how you doing? All right, now get the trigger guard in here. That in there. Hold on for a second. I gotta let my dog out of the office. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw I got basically the main parts of the gun in. I throw this kind of cut line here. So now I'll just start putting the hand in. And again, I just want to get just enough. So I'll just kind of start with overall like kind of shapes. So I'll do it like more of a mitten going across instead of trying to draw all the individual fingers at once. And then draw the forearm coming out. Like that. And then now, hi Big John, or B John. Now I'll come in and I'll just kind of break up the fingers a little bit. Sometimes it makes it a lot easier if I take it in a bigger shape like that first, and then I start breaking the fingers out instead of trying to draw the fingers individually. Sometimes that can get confusing depending on the pose of the hand, or at least it can for me. I'm always thinking of ways to make things easier, and for ways that I'll understand it better. There you go like this. Now that I've got like pretty much the everything in, now I'll go and I'll refine stuff. So like I'll make little adjustments to the shapes and stuff. Maybe add some curves to make it look less blocky. But the first thing, is I gotta get the main information in. Once that's done and it's I got nice block in and where I got all the main important information, now I can start adding that detail. I think I always get into trouble. I'll get into trouble if I try to jump into that detail too quickly. Maisie, hey, how you doing? Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. So that's that one. We'll do the next one. And the next one's more of a more straight up, easier like side view. This is probably one of the views I would normally do for like a gun, just because it's so much easier. Like a straight like side shot. There's I'm basically drawing two rectangles. And all I gotta do is just kind of pay attention to proportions with this, kind of comparing like the actual like barrel part of the gun to the handle or the grip, then looking at the space in between the front and where the trigger guard is. Again, you know, the way I draw, it's I masked Marvel. K. Beeston. The way I draw is very, you know, like cartoonish or whatever, and I try to keep things simple. So I think that's people are forgiven when I kind of just shit in a gun or whatever, or a weapon, or, you know, and the details aren't exactly correct, you know, but they're close, just enough for people to get a read on, okay, that's a gun he's holding, you know, even though it might not be like completely accurate or perfect representation. It's just close enough to get a read on it. See, now break those down. Okay, hammer, the sight. Hey, Chris. Your style reminds me a lot of Kirby too. Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is a really, really nice comment. Yeah, I study guys like Kirby all the time. I like the aesthetic of the like older like comic book art. For me, cartoonish is useful. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, being able to cartoon, you still have to you have to study the real life too, and the more you study from real life, you know the things that you can change, you can stretch. It's like knowing the rules before you can break the rules. That's why I'll do like a lot. I try to study the figure, the muscles, even though I'm going to over exaggerate them. Just basing them off of a knowledge of, you know, what is, you know, actually in reality, helps to make it more believable. What kind of brush do you use? So I use right now, I have a custom brush that I made. This one is called Chunky Monkey. It's kind of based off another brush that I used all the time, and it was called the Kniff Steady Brush. If you're interested in my brushes, I have them available on Gumroad. The link is in my profile. If you go to my profile, there's a link tree, and just click on the Gumroad, and it'll take you to the brushes if you want to purchase them. I haven't put the Chunky Monkey one up yet, though. I'm waiting to get a few more, and then I'm gonna release like a second pack of brushes. I want to put out like a pack of like textures and things like that too. But I just haven't gotten to it yet. I'm just wrapping up. I'm getting close to wrapping up some a large sketch card job that I was doing for the last couple of months. So Once I get that done, then I can concentrate on some more like creating things and tools and stuff. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I used to making brushes used to be like such a mystery to me. But with Procreate, it's actually pretty easy. They have a nice setup for making brushes, and it's very you just got to get in there and play around, get used to it. But it's pretty intuitive. See, now again I jumped before I should have, and I jumped guns. I should be right here, and so I'm gonna have to go back and do that one. No, it's still kind of that. I think I'll shorten this up a little bit and kind of save this one. So less of that round ejection port or whatever. All right, so now let's get the grip in. Now I'm trying to think about it as, it is going off in space. So what part am I going to see of it? I'm not going to see the front part necessarily, so I'm going to, because it's still a rectangle. The trigger guard in. Trigger. All right, so now I'm going to do thumb, basic shape. Okay. I'm going to wrap the fingers around just kind of like a mitten. The other side of the hand, the meat of the thumb on the kind of the bottom side. See, I think this needs to be a little bit longer. Increase that a little bit. I think the grip has to be a little bit longer. And give those fingers a little bit more room to wrap around there. And then it also looks like that's coming out a little straighter. And now that I got that in, I'm going to start adding some more of the little details. So again, thumb, I'm going to break these fingers out. And the pinky's just hanging under there like that. Hey, Jonathan. Evan, how are you doing? So yeah, here we go. Again, like I said, you care about details a lot. Yeah, it's you definitely have to. Like I said, it's good to know what you're working with. In real life, in order to be able to, cartoon things better. Or at least that's the way I feel about it. So adding like little details in here and there helps to make things look a little bit more believable. So it's that balance, like you're in between like real life and fantasy, and trying to find that middle ground that's appealing to the eye and the viewer. I don't usually I don't draw fingernails either. I'll usually just leave maybe like an indication. But most of the time, I guess when I'm drawing like army guys or heroes, they got gloves on anyway. But anyway, do you guys, anybody have anything new happening with them? They got any new projects they started? Anybody working on anything special? I just turned in a design for a toy that I got commissioned to do a drawing for. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing it being made. So now the guy's going to take my my drawing, and he's going to have it sculpted into an action figure. So as soon as they get more, I think as soon as there's some updates, I'll start kind of sharing those with you guys. I'm interested to see how the sculptor interprets, the way I drew things. I think it's going to be exciting. Hi, Prince. Nice to see you. Or talk to you. All right, so I got basic stuff for the gun. Thumb in. And then again, you guys have any questions, please throw them out there. Keeps me talking, and sometimes it's weird just kind of talking here to myself. So if you guys have any questions, please type them out. There. Kind of meet there, and it kind of comes under. All right, that's amazing. I'm working on some D&D commissions for a group. I started to take commissions recently, so it's very exciting. Oh, that's awesome, Lord. That's awesome. Have you done commissions before, or did you just open them back up? Oh yeah, no problem, Prince. Of course. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and watching me doodle. I hope you guys get a little something out of this stuff. This is important stuff for me, like practice wise, to stay sharp. So this is all normally stuff that I would do by myself, but if anybody finds it useful or interested, or interesting, I'm happy to share it. Trying to give back a little bit. I don't know a lot, but I have learned a lot from other people that are generous with their time and stuff. Oh, that's cool, Lord. Well, I wish you a lot of luck. I'm sure it's going to be a great experience for you. I think the hardest part for me when I first started doing commissions was just coming up, with prices, and then agreeing on, what I was going to draw, and when it had to be done. It's always easy going to conventions and doing commissions, because it's like, all right, I get a commission at the convention. That thing needs to be done before the end of the convention, or within a certain in a certain amount of time. Because then the worst thing is the person that commissions you, he keeps coming back and you're not done yet. And you don't want to rush or anything. You want to give them their money's worth. So I miss conventions. I can't. I'm really looking forward to when they start back up again. Just wanted to meet people and talk to people. I've had a lot of good experiences. At conventions, and a lot of opportunities also. Like just meeting other creators and people that are looking to have things done. You can still, that still happens online too, but there's just something about being somewhere and talking to somebody face to face, which is which I like. All right, so that's that. Let me said I was going to draw some rifles too. Let's see if I can find some rifle reference. Whoops. Let's see. So this is Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Oh, here's not a rifle reference, but it's a bunch of different guns. Ooh, I like that one. It's like an Uzi with a silencer on it. I'm gonna do the Uzi with a silencer. SMGs. This gun always reminds me of the 80s. Yeah, the energy in conventions is really good. A lot of people like the same things, just talking about it. Cosplay, creators, everything. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. So, draw this in here, the grip. To draw some hands too, so there's the thumb, and draw the mitten for the hand. To make things, again, simplify to make things easier. The meat of the thumb down there, the forearm comes in. Let's do this. Turn this, make this easier for myself. Sometimes it's just easier to turn the page, especially when it's digital. I can rotate things easy. If I was drawing, if this was being drawn traditionally, I would just twist the page over or twist the page around to get the angle better. Because kind of trained my trained my hand to make lines in certain directions. You know. That's Scott Robertson and Peter Hahn. If you guys are familiar with those guys, they have training for lines and whatever. So you do a bunch of warm ups and stuff with trying to hit lines in certain directions, trying to be consistent about it. Talk about doing ellipses and stuff, doing pages of that. And one of the things he talks about is rotating the page to get a nice consistent line in that direction. So if I'm drawing and I can always hit this line here, instead of trying to draw down or whatever, and just twist the page, and then your hand never moves. You're just turning the page to get whatever angle you need, instead of trying to go like this or whatever. It's a useful tip. Because you can train yourself to give yourself one really good line that you're always good at. I guess that would be an inking tip too, rotating your page to make it easier for you to get the lines that you want, instead of trying to leave the page stationary and struggling. There you go. Just gonna add enough. The advantage of using the tablet. That's right. Did I miss something in here? All right. So now I'm going to add the details in. So we'll get those fingers drawn out. And start with get them separated. Now come in here and just kind of curve out the fingers or whatever, and that's it for that. Come in here and make this. All right. See if I can straighten this out a little bit. Add just a little something to this. All right, so see if I could find a rifle or someone holding a rifle. Yeah, he's having some sweet dreams. All right, here we go. We got. So I can zoom in a little bit. All right, let's draw this chick with the gun. It's even more challenging. It's a kneeling pose. Let's see. We're gonna go to my weaker side, which is them facing to the left. Yeah, I do have a pug. That's correct. Hey, Darren. Linda Hamilton. Yeah, she kind of looks like Linda Hamilton. I think she's like Korean, this lady. Piece of reference. But yeah, you could easily turn her into Sarah Connor. And this is usually like what I would start out with, like for a reference. If I was doing when I'm coming up with pieces, I'll start with something like this, and I'll just start adding things to it and editing things and making it into what I'm looking for. I mean, it's hard to start with, nothing. If you got a little bit of inspiration or something, it makes things go a little bit easier. You're watching T2? Awesome. Oh man, my dad took me to see that in the theater when I was a kid. And like blew my mind. So I would have been like 9 or 10, I think, when I saw that in the theater. And at that time I didn't have any clue what was going on. My dad, he just took us to the theater. We saw a movie. At least I don't remember, I remember seeing maybe commercials and stuff, but that was about it. But yeah, I think that's why I like all this kind of stuff, because my dad would take us to movies like that. There you go. So now, and you get in like just a shape, just like a placeholder. And stock goes in. So I think maybe this is a Joe piece, I presume. Oh, it could be. I mean, it definitely could be. Do I like Mobius? Yeah, I do. I do like Mobius. Yeah, making mistakes is important. Yeah, I like Mobius's line work and stuff. I haven't read too many of his stories though. I can't even think of one I've read. He's one of those guys where I know him from his art, and so like I'm always looking for new artists and artists to study from, and he's one that I've came across over the years. Okay, so now let me think of this. So I need to break this down so that it makes sense to me in my head. How her so let's go like this. Just simple shapes. Hey, Matt. All right, so let's drop her other leg out. Just kind of in the background. I'm just looking for that overall shape. See, I feel like maybe she's a little more hunched, so yeah, I'll just keep that a little bit more simple. And the other thing I think is she's pretty long right there. So I'll bring this down just a little bit. So now that I have like those basic like kind of like bigger like shapes as like placeholders, now I can go in and just kind of like again work out the little details and refine my shapes. So I'll shave something off here. Draw a sexy babe. Yeah, I could probably do that after this. We'll see. I haven't really drawn too many like sexy girls lately. I think the cover girl the other day was, probably the closest thing I've drawn in a while that was like somewhat like of a sexy pose. And that wasn't even really sexy. That was like more of like I guess I would call it like a classic, like kind of pinup. Guns are sexy, yeah. All right, let's go up. See that rifle. Let's see, we'll go down. Go up. There. Instead of like trying to draw two like lines for the barrel here, I'm just gonna take it as just one line. More of one like solid shape. And then, all right, let's draw bangs, hair. Let's get a ponytail. See if we can get some type of face in there that looks okay. Make that a little bigger. So now, since it's kind of a tiny drawing, probably gonna do more of an indication of features than try to draw in, like every like little detail of it. So just maybe like some dashes for the eyes, the shadow under the nose, and then just like an indication of a shadow under her lip, and that's it. Instead of trying to go for, like a shit ton of detail, and worrying about, like her nostrils and stuff. I find a lot of the time, especially for women, less is more, and especially when you're trying to draw things like when they get like pretty tiny, like this. If you ever look at like a comics or whatever, a lot of times like when you have like pulled out shots, like I would say like a long shot, especially maybe even some medium shots, the features are just kind of indications, instead of full blown like details and every single eyelash on the head or whatever. Little Women, yep. Let's say you just need enough to get the get a read across. Like someone can tell like that's a woman. You know, she's looking this way, and then that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need for to tell the story that you're trying to tell. Just enough information. The other thing too, like especially when you're using like reference and stuff, is to try not to be a slave to it. If there's something that like when you're drawing that you can do to make the pose better or works better for your story, like I always try to remind myself, just change it. If I make a line and it looks a little bit better than what's on the reference, then that's what I go for. Because all the references is just like a jumping off point for your own creativity. So once you get your ideals going, then you kind of just take off and don't worry about that it doesn't look exactly like the picture. 'Cause you'll be here all day if you're trying to draw every like little detail and make things like perfect. I know I would kill myself for the longest time trying to draw every little detail. But like it's people are looking at the art because they want to see how you see it, how your interpretation of the world through your eye. So now she's got a black shirt, so I'm just gonna make everything black here, and I think I'm gonna thin her out a little bit too. Let's give her more of a shape here. Maybe even over exaggerate it just a little bit. All right, so this bottom pocket, I think she's wearing like cargo pants, so put something in there, a seam. Now she's got like her pant leg is kind of cuffed right here, goes into her boot, and her boot I'm just gonna make it a black shape. I'm not worried about all those details in there. It is not important for the story I'm trying to tell. Everything should try to serve the story that you're telling with your image. Kind of comes in here. Whoops, it's too much. Try to make those lines on top a little bit thinner. Okay. The heel back here. There's creases. And draw like a cut line for the pant. What inspired G.I. Joe? The G.I. Joe thing came from a suggestion. On one of the lives, like a week or two ago, someone suggested drawing G.I. Joe, and I was like, huh, that's not a bad idea. There's tons of characters to draw. Lots of source material to work off of. It makes it easier and then it's something cool. I mean, like, I've I've never been like the hugest GI Joe fan. It was just a little bit before my time. I think like cartoon wise, I definitely caught reruns of it more that I remember growing up, and I was more of like a Ninja Turtle kid. But yeah, it's something I've always kind of liked. I had GI Joes when I was a kid, so and it's a lot of people like it. So and it's given me the opportunity to have my own take on it and practice drawing like you know a lot of different characters. They have a like I said, they have a big library of really interesting characters. Even like the villains, they have like a big group of them that I totally even forgot about a lot of them too. I was like, wow, I like the twins, the Crimson Twins. I totally like did not remember them until I started. I've been rewatching some of the episodes on YouTube, so it's been real fun. The position is wiser than Rambo position. He holds IMGs like a like it's an SMG, but in real life you want to hold it one-handed. It'll break a few bones, yeah. GI Joe was your area of childhood. That's cool. Shipwreck is cool. Yes, Shipwreck is cool. I always laugh my ass off. These live drawings have taught me the importance of solid reference. Love seeing how you use them for influence. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm glad. I'm glad it's you know informative. And you're getting some information out of it. It definitely is important. I used to think that reference was you need to be able to draw things from your head, you know, and that's the only way to do it, or you're not a real artist. Yeah, but that's such you know not real. There's a saying, and I can't remember who said it, but I hear other artists say it. There's some famous artists like said it before, came up with it. It's good good artists borrow, I think great artists steal. I think that's what it was. Um, yeah, we're all not Frank Frazetta. That's true, but again, I want to say probably Frank took reference photos for some of his famous his drawings and stuff. You know, as like a jumping off point, a planning point for some of the paintings. Um, it's like Norman Rockwell. Um, he he traced a lot of his images. He would hire models, have them pose. He would do photo shoots. Where he can position the people and like create his images. But even though he would start off with a tracing or something, he would then take it from there and then add like the over exaggerated like expressions on people's faces and stuff. It was just that first part was a jumping off point. Yeah. Let's see what time it is. All right. Okay, so I have so I thought like I'd end the live with going through like an old sketchbook that I had that I found today. Just to kind of show you guys, where I've come from, and that like it just kind of takes lots of practice. Show you some of the old practice stuff I did back in the day. It's not even, and I don't even think these aren't that old, but I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting because I was flipping through them, and I have some ideals that I like to revisit. So that's that. Close this up. Set this aside. And then so this is I'm gonna raise up a little bit. So this is a sketchbook that I got. This is 2 years ago. At some point, I was taking sketchbooks and I was putting the date on them so that I knew when I started them. Yeah, Alex Ross does take a lot of reference photos. Yeah, no, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. So, and then I forgot who I got this from. I think maybe it was Steve Rude, that he puts a quote or something in the beginning of his sketchbooks or whatever. I don't know if I've done this for all of them, but avoid being your own enemy. And the quotes from E.T., the hip-hop preacher. So this was was drawn a lot in pencil, and I was trying to do more like realistic but fantasy stuff. So there's a Vampirella I did. Definitely I was trying to draw a little bit more tonally. It's Lady Death. And this one wasn't too bad. I actually like this one. And this took I probably spent hours on this. It's a Witchblade. A little bit more anime influenced. Red Sonja. I remember drawing this one. Now her the anatomy's real weird on this one. And I was probably looking at a lot of Frazetta at this time. We're talking about Frazetta. Definitely like this guy back here. Thanks, cartoon. Thanks, Lord. And then these are, I was studying portraits, so I would do like lots of different practices. Again, like I said, it was a lot of like studying like reality, and it helps to build, your knowledge of stuff to be able to cartoon better. Yeah, that's the sexy babe somebody asked for earlier. That's right. More portraits. I'm trying to figure out, like, I think this was probably my first attempt, and then I said, okay, this wasn't really successful right here, so then I took it and I broke it down into this is the Riley Abstraction, I think. And if you don't know who the Riley method is, it's kind of a drawing system that deals with like rhythms of like the body and the face and the head or whatever to help you locate features and stuff. Some more portrait studies. So this one I think I was worrying about trying to figure out like, shadow shapes. Again, the same thing. Wasn't super successful with the pose the first time. And then I don't know why she looks so much different. I don't know which one was closer to the actual reference. But again, if I didn't do it right the first time, I try it again. Right here, same thing. Didn't really get this one the way I wanted it. Try it again. Still didn't really get it the way I wanted it. Thanks, guys. And this too, I think I was focusing more on, trying to get like shapes. So this goes back to shape language. So I was thinking more of like a box. So that's why like the hair is like a straight line across, straight line here. It's more of like I guess a rectangle or whatever for the shape. Again, the same things here. Didn't really feel this one. Tried again, still didn't get it. Same thing here. Trying over and over again to get the poses and not giving up. Same thing. Trying to build the mileage up. Because not everything, this is your sketchbook is for working out ideals and developing your skills. It's not everything's going to be a pretty drawing. It doesn't have to be. So again, this is I don't know. This must have been, I don't know, some Greek drawing or something that I was probably studying from. These would have been models. I like this one. I wonder who. I'm not sure who this was that I was studying from, but I kind of like the shapes in here. Like I like all the angles and everything. It's very rare. Like the Revolution. Yep. Yeah. Every now and again, I'll see something that I drew a long time ago, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's not bad," So this is the Riley Abstraction. I was trying to remember all these rhythms in here. Again, it helps to. I don't use it as much anymore. I guess a lot of the lines and stuff I kind of just draw out in my head while I'm drawing. But it's a good system if you guys are interested in practicing. Again, look, just same pose, just trying it over and over again. Wasn't getting it right. More poses. And then now these are more gestural. So I don't know if these were timed. This is more shape. So I think this one I must have, these are probably from Steve Houston, another really great artist. I mean, he's a painter. He teaches, he has a lot of videos from, what is it, New Masters Academy. Also, Chris Legaspi, my mentor. He kind of taught a similar kind of approach because he studied under guys like Steve Houston and those guys. Again, just thinking about like long lines. And then after that, these were, I think after that I started doing a bunch of pens. So this is all ballpoint pen stuff. Different poses, just trying to push things. I don't know where these are from. These are probably Croquis Cafe. So these are pen sketches, more portraits. Like my old band teacher used to say, practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes permanent. You can definitely see the hard work paying off. Yeah, thank you. And this was like 2 years ago, like I still got to practice this stuff all the time. So this was just practicing legs. I'm trying to think, who would this have been? These look like I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is Bridgman. This might have been Bridgman. I don't know. Practicing eyes. More portraits. This was I got a Drew Struzan book, and I was practicing off of some of his posters. So this is Sean Connery, Indiana Jones. This is one of the, I can't remember who this is, but this was off one of those posters too. Again, more studies. Kevin Costner off a Waterworld poster that Drew Struzan did. Some more anatomy studies of the leg. Heads. Universal monsters. Another bride. These are all in pen, ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen I used to draw like all the time. Like everything I was drawing was in ballpoint pen. There's some more figure studies. Some of these I'm really surprised. Like I feel like I can't draw like this now, and these these look pretty good. Yeah. Thanks. More pen studies. Here's some color pencil. Not sure who this is. This is definitely referenced off of something. Cowboy. A reference. I think that's Tom Cruise. Not sure who that is. I'm sure this is Harry Potter. This is somebody. This right here, I think, was this must have been referenced. Again, this is all in ballpoint pen. More pen studies. This is Star Wars, I think. Not sure who that is. Christian Bale, maybe? I don't know. No, it's not too bad. Again, repeating different, the same pose over and over again. Iron Man. It's a blade. And there was this was a tech pen? Yeah. That old man. Yeah. Some more portraits. I mean, like, bottom line, like I said, it's lots of study and stuff, lots of practice. I try drawing all different types of ways, These are all different poses. And I still got a long way to go. Thank you, appreciate that. Old man Luke, yeah, okay, I got you. Thanks, Tony. Here's some more of like that abstraction, some alien stuff. I think I was trying to, I don't know what I was gonna do. I think I was planning for some type of poster or something. Some more blocking in. So using like a shape or an envelope to, lay in the figure. I like how like this, and I need to try to do this more often, is be more simple when I lay in my figures and not get too messy, because like if I can go at the figure something like this, the drawing's pretty much done. Like, this is the hard part for me, at least. Naked lady laying on the ground. More portraits. I think I was probably studying folds, but don't look like that turned out too good. Some more drape studies. Some weird Riddler. Noses. I think this was like a story I was coming up with, and that's it for that one. And then we got one more, and this one is probably be a little bit quicker. So this was, I think, this one was before the other one. I think. What was that one, or did I start them with this? Yeah, so the one I just showed you was at the end of the year. This was the beginning of that year, 2018. So again, I was drawing a lot in pen, and I think this one I must have been. These are probably like Kim Jong-gi studies. Trying to work on different angles. Yeah, these are definitely Jung-ji studies. This is I can't think of the guy's name. Oh, what's that dude's name? From Bern Hogarth. Dynamic figure drawing. So, not a bad. I mean, like he's definitely got a very stylized approach to the figure, but like the I always liked the way his muscles looked. I think this was more Kim Jong-gi, like kind of just trying to break things down out of his drawings. Study, everything's in pen. Different fighting poses. And these are looks like brush pen. Naked ladies. No joke. Wow, how many hours do you draw a day? Back then, I mean, like, I would draw from the time I got home from work till whenever, until I go to sleep. And I still pretty much do that if I have free time, I'm drawing. Definitely drew a lot more back then. Well, no, I still draw a lot now. I don't do as much studying as I did, a couple years ago. Like, most of the time when I'm drawing, like, it'll be that whatever, I'll put out like some piece at the beginning of the day. So that's like those G.I. Joe pieces. And then if I come home, I'm usually working on like some other like commission or something that I got to do. These were ideals for a poster. I think these are for Pan's Labyrinth. I may revisit some of these. It's interesting going back and looking at these and trying to and looking at different layouts and be like, oh, you know what? I wasn't. I don't know if I could have followed through, or you know, if I would have been able to execute like these ideals in a way that I would have liked back then. Now I think I could. So like that's a nice part about pulling out old sketchbooks. That's why I always tell like younger artists, or people that are practicing and stuff, keep your old sketchbooks so you can go back and look at them, because they're definitely there for like ideals and stuff to create. And like I find, again, a lot of times, like I'll look back at the older ones and I'll see an ideal that I had back then, but I just wasn't able to bring it to life back then. But now with the little more knowledge that I have now, it's easier. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth was not what I was expecting it to be like. It was definitely it was a good movie. When you get stuck on deciding on a post, what do you do? I'll just go get some reference. No, I'm far from a pro cartoon. Yeah, I'll go get some reference. Like even like stuff like this, these are studies from this would have been Michael Hampton, figure design and invention. That's what the book's called. A really good anatomy book about building the figure from like imagination, and also using models or whatever. But the way he breaks things down, so like I'll take, I could go back and take this pose and like turn this into somebody, or like this, you know. You just kind of draw them from all over the place. Like this could be like somebody holding like a sword or a gun or something. That's kind of like a heroic, like kind of like very confident pose. So some more studies. And then these were this is Chris Somney's study, I can tell now. Like I spent so much time like working on these like these kind of block figures, There's a Superman. Some more head drawings, just kind of figuring out like the shapes. This is how to draw the Marvel way. I can tell by the way it's the construction is. Captain America on a little tiny motorcycle. This is a Daredevil. This is a Jason that I did complete this piece right here. These were all different ideals for a Friday the 13th poster. Some Alex Toth studies. I don't know what this was. Hands. I don't know if she was doing that or... Oh, so this is cool. So this is I kind of started like doodling like a Rampage like poster. This was when the movie kind of came out, right around. I ended up printing this out in blue line and then actually like inking it. I was thinking about like redoing it again, and then just kind of finishing it because I never ended up coloring the other thing. Yeah, I have how to draw the Marvel way on my bookshelf. I go back to it every now and again. It's definitely a great resource even now, you know. Um, so I think these were probably referenced from somebody, and then I just kind of like, you know, adapted the and pushed the pose. It's like some girl holding her hands out. This would have been referenced. The Kong drawing. That was Rampage. But yeah, that does kind of look like Kong. Could easily be Kong. Yeah, you know that movie that came out with The Rock? It was based off a video game. I'm Team Kong for sure. Some more ideals for something. Oh, I know what this was for. This is for a commission. This is like a kaiju, like a superhero fighting a giant monster. Just more studies, hands and stuff. Again, trying to build up my visual library. You know, draw as many things as I can, and then hopefully some little bit of it sticks. More studies. There's more academic, like bones of the foot. Trying to do more muscle studies. More muscle studies. And these would all have been referenced from a book or something. The letter on the rubble. Yeah, you know, I like that too. That's what I think I should try to redo that one. At least you know, I could take a picture of what I got there and then ink on top of it, and you know, maybe add a little bit to it with the knowledge I have now. So more muscle studies. This is Michael Hampton's book. Oh yeah, you know, it's good doing the you know, traditional stuff, and like I got to the point where I just like tried to I did like a lot of stuff in pen, you know. uh, Ballpoint pen is you can almost make it act like a pencil, like you can draw real light and then you can build up on it. So these right here are just like little study. Like I was probably watching my kids at the park, and I was drawing stuff around. Some more ballpoint pen studies. These, I can tell these are just studies of my hand. And Juggernaut. I don't know what that was. This is pug, like some weird mutant pugs, some gremlins. What is he doing here? Eating chicken? How's the cheat code book? Oh, it's good. It's good. It's Mike Hawthorne's book. It's real nice. So he has you. I got this at his Gumroad. Right, I got this one off of Gumroad. Yeah. So he's got PDF versions of this, or you can get the physical copy, or at least that's what it was when I bought this one. But it's nice. It's, you know, it's got like little you know, breakdowns and easy to bite-size, instructional things for like proportions. And that's pretty much what this is. He's got little breakdowns, and kind of, ways to think about the forms of the head. So I like it. I keep it around. If I'm stuck on something, I'll pull this out, and it kind of recenters me. Yeah, I would get it. Mike's really generous with all the information he has. I got this one, and then I also got his anatomy lectures. He's got a big book of those, and that's just a bunch of like anatomy breakdowns and stuff of the figure. So these are Toth right here. I can tell. There's an Invincible. I don't know where these were from. I think I was trying to ink again. I think my hand was just always. I just can never get things right. These were ideals for, I think, Texas Chainsaw. Thanks for showing Cheat Code's book. Oh, that's good. Excellent. Some Godzilla stuff. And that's it. That's all, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out as usual. That's it for tonight. And I'll probably be back tomorrow again. I'm not sure yet. Here, I'll show you. This is also what I got when I bought that cheat codes thing. It was a pack. He threw in a bunch of stickers. There was this cheat sheet. So like I keep that on my wall just for reference too. And then I also have this isn't Mike Hawthorne. This is from Frank Cho. And I got this. I bought a book off of Kickstarter or something, and I got this one. So this is good too. I keep this up just if I'm stuck on like an angle, I can just kind of look at it real quick and check it out. Anyway, I mean, you just keep certain stuff around, and just to help you out. Oh, and then I got these too. This also came with the cheat code. He has little sketchbooks. They're blank or whatever, and I think I was going through this the other day, but they're nice. They're nice little sketchbooks. But anyway, all right, guys. Take care, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I will talk to you later.